Yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Give everyone a moment to join in with us. It is Wednesday, so you know what that means. It's Wellness Wednesday. So hopefully everyone has had a fantastic Wednesday as it's hump day and you're ready to let's get back into the routine of things and have some conversations more now than ever. Today's session is focused on our wonderful kiddos. So I'm going to give a moment for you to go get your kids, go bring them in. I'm going to actually switch my view so it's not the both of us. So Emily can have a moment while we're preparing for everyone to join in. My name's Crystal Taylor. I'm the Troop Experience Manager with Girl Scouts Carolina's Peaks to Piedmont Council. We're located 40 counties in Western North Carolina, and we are very excited to still be offering virtual Girl Scout sessions, especially our Wellness Wednesdays, because it gives us an opportunity with everything that's going on in the world to just stop, pause, and take a moment. And let's talk about some things, talk about our feelings, our emotions, and be in tune with everything that's going on, because we do understand that with COVID-19 and other things going on, that things can be overwhelming. So grab your kids, pull them into the screen, and let's talk tonight. So while we're waiting, let's just take a moment to recenter and refocus. I have loved something I learned previously on our Wellness Wednesday about a breathing exercise where we're going to breathe in for 2. We're going to hold our breath for 4, and then a slow, deep exhale for 6. So 2, 4, and 6. So everyone wants to do it with me. Breathe in for 2. And out for 6. Oh, that felt great. So hopefully everyone is ready for this. I know I've been talking all excited too, and now my tone may be a little easier for everyone to manage today. So now I'm going to turn it over to Emily. She's not a stranger to us at Girl Scouts Carolina's Peaks to Piedmont and Kellen Foundation, as she's going to share with us our topic for today. Emily, go ahead on.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Crystal. So I'm Emily with the Kellen Foundation, and just a quick recap like we always do, we provide free or reduced therapy services to those in the triad. We have everything from peer support to working with NCTSN, which is our National Childhood Trauma Network. We have everything from therapists in the courthouse to outreach events like this one we are on right now. I do want to say that with everything going on right now, that we have multiple support groups available. We have parent support group, teacher support group, first responder support group. What else? We have multiple events. So if you need some extra support during this time, feel free to go to our website and to get some extra support that you need. So today we are talking about worries. I figured this was a good topic because I know everything is changing very rapidly. There's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of things in the news. We're still dealing with a pandemic on top of it all. So there may be a lot of worries and questions that we have. So I'm going to share just kind of a little PowerPoint that I kind of put together, and we're going to talk kind of about worries. So maybe, there we go. So worries. So we've way long time ago, like probably our first Wellness Wednesday, we talked about some of these things. And I kind of just want to bring it back again to make sure that we are addressing them and that we're taking care of them. So what is a worry? A worry is just a chain of thoughts, right? But sometimes these thoughts turn negative and they start popping up and keep repeating. And sometimes it's like we're swimming and we're so overwhelmed with all these thoughts, it's hard to keep swimming, right? So just kind of imagine yourself in a pool, you're trying to tread water, but all these thoughts coming in, and we just don't know how to deal with them sometimes. So we're going to focus tonight on how to deal with some of these worries and things that we keep thinking about, but don't necessarily know how to deal with them. So there's a big word up here called anxiety. So that can be kind of a big, scary word. For some of you older, if you're an older kid, either middle school, high school, you're probably more familiar with this term. But worries are a part of this big term called anxieties. And worries can show up, and anxiety can show up in different ways. So I kind of have all these graphics here. And it's desire to control things. So sometimes when we're worried and things seem out of control, we try to really control everything around us, right? So we want to be very specific. We want our color pencils over here, a book over here. And if you find yourself doing that, that may be you trying to find some sense of control when your worries are going everywhere, right? It could be from difficulty getting to sleep. Maybe you're on edge more. Maybe you feel more angry. You could be more sad even. You just kind of feel maybe just not normal in a sense. So you could over plan for things. Maybe you're over planning for event. Maybe some parents could be doing this as well. And maybe sometimes, again, you're more emotional or sad. Sometimes when we have a lot of worries, it's kind of like they're right here on the surface. So picture a soda bottle. When you shake a soda bottle up and it's closed, it's going to keep building and building and building. And when you open that soda bottle, sometimes it just goes, right? So that's sometimes when we don't address our worries or an anxiety, that bottle is going to keep shaking and shaking and shaking until it just kind of goes off. And that can show in like the feeling angry or being sad. Okay, so what can you do? So what we have here is a coping skills wheel. So what is coping? Coping is just one way to say that we are going to help deal with our worries and our emotions, right? So everyone has different coping skills that they can use and different ways they can do it. And everyone is different. So really, when you think of coping skills, I want you to think of everything that makes you calm and makes you happy. Sometimes if it's an event you are doing that's starting to get you worried or anxious for some of our older kids, it's good to just literally take a break. Just walk away from it for a little bit, get yourself under control, take maybe the 5 deep breaths or the deep breathing we did right before this, and then go back to it. There's no problem with taking a break. Sometimes it can be exercise. Sometimes I know when I'm cooped up all day working and I don't get outside, I get very cranky. And sometimes you just need to go outside, get a fresh breath of air. Maybe it's playing in your backyard. Maybe it's playing with your sibling or family. Maybe you can ask your family if they want to go for a walk around the neighborhood. It could be something as simple as that, just getting yourself, again, away from the worry, kind of out of your head a little bit, and just taking time for yourself. Another good thing is color or drawing. It could be reading a book. And honestly, music is really, really good. Music has a way just to take you out of whatever your environment, whatever you're dealing with, and just have you kind of relax. Okay. So I don't know if you can see, I'm not a very good picture taker or presenter as my other colleagues are, but this is called my cope cake. So we kind of talked about drawing a little bit. So coloring and drawing is actually a fantastic way to help calm people down. And this goes for adults and for older kids. They have adult coloring books now. If you have your favorite coloring book, you can get that out too. So coloring is a great way to just kind of calm down, settle your mind, and to really just honestly not think, right? So what I really liked about this, and you can find things like this online, they have tons of them, but along with the coloring, they also have like little thinking games kind of, and things that make you feel calm. So you'd sit there and list out all the things that make you feel calm. Maybe it's petting your dog. Maybe it's going outside. Maybe it's taking a walk. Those are all the things that me personally that I do to make me feel calm. And when I'm just having a bad day or I feel really stressed or worried, those are the things I do to help me. And so also a while ago, we did our windows, right? So we talked about having a safe place and visualizing where we feel safe and calm. So that next question would be kind of back to that window that we talked about. So I think my window was the woods. I love being in the woods. I love being surrounded by trees. So if you ever feel stressed or anxious or worried, then we can sit there and visualize our calm, safe place. So if you guys haven't made your windows yet, I really recommend you guys doing that. So that way you already have a visual aid in your room. You can look at your window and start imagining that safe place where you guys can calm down, right? And here are some positive thoughts. So I know it sounds silly, but the way we think throughout the day really determines how our day is going to be. And now that's not saying that we ignore all of our negative thoughts, because your feelings and those thoughts are still valid. But what this does is, by thinking positive thoughts, we start to retrain our brain to look at the positive things that happen throughout our day. And this doesn't mean those negative things did not happen, but this also lightens our load, and kind of like think if you have a really heavy backpack, those positive thoughts are going to weigh a lot less in your backpack than your negative thoughts. So by retraining our brain, we're going to lighten our backpack that we carry around with us. So 3 positive thoughts I had today. Let me see. 3 positive things I did. My dog, she decided she was going to make her own bed on my bed. So she gathered up all the blankets and the pillows and made her own little perch. And honestly, it was the cutest thing. So I wasn't even upset about it. So I got some great photos. Another positive thought is I got a new planner, which maybe for little kids, that's not really exciting. But when you're old and an adult, that's really fun. And then what's a new thing I did today? Positive thing, honestly, is I'm here with you guys. I truly enjoy coming to do Wellness Wednesday every single Wednesday. It's something I truly look forward to after a long day of work, is getting on here and being with you guys. So those are my 3 positive thoughts for today to lighten my heavy backpack. So what do we do with our negative thoughts or our worry thoughts? So this is called a worry monster. So our worry monster is something that's going to help us address our worries or negative thoughts, or if you're older, your anxieties a little bit. So I made my own worry monster. You guys can just take an old bag you have. You can take, the kid in the photograph has a tissue box, and you guys can make your own monster. So the purpose of this monster is we're going to write down a worry. It can be a scrap piece of paper. It can be just a sticky note like I'm using. It can be anything. So I'm going to write down one of my worries for today. Okay. So what you're going to do is you write down your worry. You can fold it up, and I'm going to feed it to my worry monster. So I fed my worry monster my worry. That worry is now gone. It is away from me, and I am not thinking about it at the moment. So what are we going to do with all these worries, right? So if our monster keeps eating them, they're not just gone away forever, but it allows us to not focus on that in the moment. Sometimes worries, they cloud our day. They sometimes get in the way of some things. And that's not to say that they're important, but we just need to deal with them at a different time, when we have calmed down, when we have relaxed, when we are able to kind of talk about those. So what you can do is, once your worry monster has ate your worries, at the end of the day, you can go through each worry that you had. So you can open it up and you can talk about different worries. For example, I am worried about not getting some of my work done for work. And what we do is we can talk with an adult, talk with your troop leader, you can even talk with a friend. And you kind of think of, can I control this worry? Is this worry in my control? And then for this worry specifically, it is. I just need to make sure I plan the rest of my night accordingly to get my work done. So now I have taken out my worry. I have asked the question, is this worry in my control? And since it is, I can do something and take an action about it. So now there's some worries you're going to have that may not feel in your control. And this is a little bit more difficult. So I really encourage you to talk about these worries with your friends and family and people you trust. You might not get a whole action out of it or something you can do about it, but it will help you understand how you feel, how you're thinking, and how to kind of make yourself feel better. So that is really all I have for you guys today. Is there any questions about anything we've talked about?
We haven't had any questions yet, Emily. We've got some great feedback. Bess Newton's son just shared that he is feeling calm. And I asked him what is making him feel calm. And he said, this video is. And he was sharing that when you were talking about your cup. What was the name of the cupcake?
The cope cake.
The cope cake. There it is. Yes. While you were presenting about the cope cake, he was sharing how that was making him calm. And I have to agree with him. As I was doing the activity for myself as an adult, I was like, ooh, this is nice. And as well, looking back at the comments, Heather Freeman talked about her hideout, as you were sharing too. That's great to have that place. But that was really great. Erin said as well, she loves the cope cake. So that's, first of all, I identify with food greatly. So any reference to food is very helpful, but that's a great way to apply it in. Even coloring, I've found that art is very therapeutic for me. Even if I'm just doodling at random and it's not even coloring in the lines. But something about crayons and color pencils going across paper is just very soothing to me, on top of talking about your feelings and what makes me happy. Because I definitely still write in my journal every day 3 things I'm grateful for. And that helps me just remember all the good things that are going on, so I'm not consumed with worry.
That's good. And it's kind of like I said with the backpack, and especially if you're older too, like if you're a teen watching this, journaling is a great way to help you kind of sort through those thoughts and those feelings. I highly recommend it. It's been used many times throughout different practices within therapy. Journaling is just like the great thing.
Yes, Leslie Meyer agrees with that as well. Doodling is calming and her notebook is filled. I think a lot of us relate to that. Maybe it's a Girl Scout thing, or maybe it's a Carolina thing where all the folks in Carolina just love art, and how freely expressing yourself in that form is very helpful for us all. So I'm seeing a lot of people loving all of this. So hopefully all of you adults enjoy this, but especially today's session was geared towards our kids. Whether you're a Girl Scout or not, whether you're a girl or a boy or anything in between, this is for our people, young and old, as we know that things can be very overwhelming. As she said, it can create some anxiety or worry, but those are all feelings that are okay, if I'm correct in saying that, Emily. All those feelings are okay. It's just that we each need to take that extra step once we identify feelings of worry or anxiousness, to take that step and understand what we're feeling and deal with it. I shouldn't say deal with it, but go through the appropriate steps that we've learned today to cope, to have conversations, and to work through those feelings that we're having. You not suffer in silence. You are not alone in this. And there are lots of people who have open doors, open ears, and open eyes who are wanting to hear from you, talk to you, and help you do this. So Emily, if you don't mind sharing again what other services you all have to offer now that we have different crowd on the tail end of this.
Yeah, sure too. So we at Kellen are offering, it's called Virtual Villages, and it's different support groups held throughout the week. We have Wandering Minds, which is, I forgot that one the last time. Wandering Minds is a meditation that we have. So if you really like the deep breathing, it's literally a Facebook Live. Again, you just take, I think it's like 15-20 minutes out of your day just to do some deep breathing exercises. We have support groups like a parent support group. If you're a North Carolina teacher support group, if you are essential worker, first responder, we are partnered with Cone Health for that support group. We have I believe a high school senior support group and a college support group as well. So if you need some extra care throughout your week, feel free to register and join those. It's very open. We welcome everyone. Just make sure we are all taking care of ourselves at this time.
Yes, thank you for that. So thank you again, Emily, as usual, for your continued support on every Wednesday, having our Wellness Wednesday feature. Again, lots more kudos of great feature, and thanks for offering this coming from Best the Mom. And as well, Heather Freeman said she loves the Coke cake and all that good stuff. So thank you everyone for being here today. If you're interested in knowing more about Girl Scouts, Erin has posted that information in the chat box because some of this that we need right now more than anything is interaction with other like-minded people, Girl Scouts. So if you would like to see any of our virtual sessions or join us for camp this summer, all those things are open to you where you can connect with live people, interact with other girls your age with the same beliefs and like-mindedness. So join us in our amazing program that we have for Girl Scouts. Just because we can't be there together physically, we're still there in heart. Thank you all again, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
Good night.